guys, welcome to chapter 12 of My Teacher Glows in the Dark. Ow, I just cracked my neck. It's the third book in the 4-part series of My Teacher is an Alien by Coville. Also guys, in my last video, I said that I had 2 extra books. Let's do them. This one's called The Wishing Tree. This is the back of it. What is that creepy cat up to? Who is that weird woman in the park? And that tree? Peggy and Brian are sure there is something spooky about it. And they are right. Then there's the boxcar children right here. Secret on the 13th floor. So, I'll have to put those. Those are brand new. I got those today. I'll have to put them on my shelf. Okay. Let me be able to see. Chapter 12, How to Use a U-Rat. So that was my first day on board the New Jersey. Is it any wonder I was exhausted? Now you may have noticed that my day had started at night. But time on the ship was not related to time on Earth, or more specifically, time in Connecticut Falls. I always want to say Connecticut. It looks just like Connecticut. The ship had its own rhythm, and while there were times when more of its inhabitants were resting than others, in general, it was busy 27 hours a day. According to Wholand, days on the ships were 27 hours long because that was the schedule that made the most sense for the greatest number of beings on board. Of course, since it was easy to control light and temperature, many of the aliens had private spaces to suit their personal needs. In some chambers, the days were only 10 hours long, and the temperature was like Death Valley during a heat wave. Some had long, hot days, others had short, cold days, and so on. Even so, everyone was able to function in the ship's main area, though it did mean that some of them had to wear the thick layers of clothing while others were nearly naked. But Broxholm left that first night. I used the U-Rat to get myself something to sleep in. The most interesting thing on the chart, at least the most interesting thing that looked like I could actually sleep in it, was a kind of hammock device. The only problem was I couldn't figure out where to hang it. Since the walls in my room were smooth, and I had a feeling I wasn't supposed to put screws or nails in them, even if I had screws or nails, which I didn't. I should have known not to worry. Each end of the hammock had a rope. At the end of the rope was a ball. When you threw the ball at the ceiling, it stuck wherever it struck, and didn't come down until you gave the rope 3 sharp tugs. So I got myself a hammock and hung it from my ceiling. It was like sleeping on a cloud, though by the time I got it hung up, I was so exhausted I probably could have slept on a bed of cold seaweed and hot rocks. I had no clock, so I don't know how long I had been sleeping when I was awakened by a sudden loud buzzing. Who? What? I sputtered. I tried to get up, but only succeeded in rocking the hammock sideways. It's not who what, it's Wholand, said an offended-sounding voice that seemed to come from nowhere. May I come in? I suppose so. That was not. I yawned, too groggy to think of just telling him to go away. Almost instantly, Wholand came walking through my wall. His blue shorts were covered with purple, red, and yellow flowers so bright that if I had still been asleep, they probably would have woken me up all by themselves. Ready to start your day? Asked Wholand cheerfully. I don't think so, I groaned. Tish tush, we have too much to do for you to lie abed like this. Spit spot, clip clop. Now's the time for all good men to come to the aid of their planet. My grogginess vanished instantly. Can you help me come to the aid of my planet? I asked intently. Wholand's big round nose twitched, a figure of speech. I'm here to come to the aid of your brain. I'm your teacher, remember? I looked at him curiously. He stared back at me with huge round eyes that almost dared me to read his mind. But of course, I couldn't. First lesson, said Wholand, after I had found a bathroom and thrown some cold water in my face. The uses of the U-Rat. You have already discovered some of them. I expect you would find many more on your own. But let's speed up the process. Fine with me, I said, settling into my wonderful chair. Right then, said Julian. Now to begin with, the URAT is linked by microwave to the ship's main library. This means that it can find any kind of information almost instantly. As it turned out, this also meant that the URAT could pull up fun stuff, plays and dances and concerts from other worlds. If I wanted to go to the trouble, I could even hook it up to a holographic projector, which was truly amazing. Imagine being able to see a three-dimensional movie acted out in the middle of your living room, even a special effects extravaganza with monsters, rocket battles, and alien landscapes. That's what this thing could do. Next, Hulan took me to the library itself, where they had machines you could actually plug yourself into so that you experienced stuff. These machines fooled all your senses. You didn't just see things, you tasted, touched, smelled, and heard them. This was great for stories, though some of those alien stories were pretty weird, I want to tell you. But it was even better for research. Imagine your teacher has assigned a report on Columbus's first voyage. With one of those machines, you would feel like you were right on one of the ships. You could feel the sea breezes, smell the sailors' body odor, taste the kind of food they ate. If you're a browser like me, the kind of person who starts out looking up horses and winds up reading about ancient Greece, doing research this way is incredible. For example, say that while you're studying Columbus, you get interested in a bird you see fly by your ship. Whisper a command and the bird is in your hands. It's like a three-dimensional illustration you can pick up and feel. And while you examine it, the machine pours information about it into your head. Now let's say you wonder how the bird sees the world. Say the word, and you're inside its skin, and you're flying. As you fly, you spot an island that looks interesting. Dropping down for a landing, you leave the bird's body behind and begin to walk along the beach. It's hot, so you decide to go for a swim. You feel the water and taste it too. And all the while, you're really just in a room plugged into one of these machines. Let me tell you, a guy can get lost inside these things. In fact, I guess that's sort of a problem. From what Hulan told me, when the machines were first invented, some beings got so fascinated by them that they never wanted to come out. A few got so involved in the machines, they actually starved to death. So the ship's head librarian, who was purple and had 12 tentacles, had very strict rules about how long you could use the machines. She didn't want beings to get hooked. Of course, I didn't learn all this stuff all at once. By the time Hulan was done showing me how to use the URAD that first day, I was pretty tired. I was also exhilarated, since the possibilities were so astonishing. I was also depressed, because the more I saw of the alien technology, the more clear it became that Earth didn't stand a chance if they decided to do us in. I felt like the future of the planet was in my hands, which at the moment seemed awfully small and weak. As it turned out, I was wrong. Earth's destiny wasn't so much in my hands, it was in my brain. However, since I considered my brain my most precious possession, I wasn't entirely happy when the aliens asked if they could have it. What? The aliens want his brain? What? Pretty interesting if you ask me. Make sure to tune in for the next chapter. Someone's playing piano downstairs. The next chapter is called Aliens Want My Brain. Really? Anyways, hope you enjoyed this. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.